picked a bad time to do this. Whatever. I wanted to. Somebody was asking me, they're like, "What kind of decks do you have? Like, why are you doing so bad on Spell Table?" And I said, I'm a very casual player, so some of those guys on Spell Table are crazy good, right? So I wanted to show off two of my decks. The main thing I want to look at today is my Jodah the Grand Unifier deck. And I'm gonna show you what's in this deck here in a second. My favorite deck is this Grixis deck. If I'm playing with okay, hold on one second. Jeez. My wife just got home. So I did a horrible stream just a minute ago, and I'm making up for it. Anyways, so Thraxamundar is my original commander for this Grixis deck. Now, if I'm going to rule 0 it, I like to use Nico Bolas, God Pharaoh, which I'm not supposed to use as a commander, but it's fun. I've done it on this channel. I played this rule 0 deck. I'm not going to really show this off today. I love this deck, though. I have played it on here. I killed all my kids and Brian on the very second episode of Resident Chicken Zero. I use this deck. But that deck, when I put that together, there's a bunch of stuff in there that I thought would be fun to use later. So I love Grixis. I have a lot of Grixis cards. My original deck that I built for Magic as an adult, my original deck was I used to play a mono white deck all the time, an angel deck. But when I started playing again as an adult with Brian and Jesse when I got out of the military, Eldrazi's were like the new thing. And I wanted Nicol Bolas so bad when we started playing that because Planeswalkers were kind of a new thing. And EDH wasn't even out yet, so I made a Grixis deck, and there's a bunch of Eldrazi's in it. There's Artisan of Kozilek and all that stuff. I ended up separating those later, right? So I liked the idea of having a Grixis deck that I could improve over time, and there's concepts and combos and stuff in that deck that I would take out for other decks, and it was just kind of like my go-to deck. So I did that again in Commander. My Grixis deck had a bunch of shit in it, and over time I would take stuff out and add stuff into it, and now it's a pretty solid Grixis deck. There's still one thing in there I might remove later, but it works pretty well. So I made this Jodah deck, which people do not like Jodah. I got yelled at for playing with this one time on Spell Table. People were mad at me. But it's not a very good Jodah deck. I didn't look up combos or do a lot of research. My wife just walked to the room and was wording fuck you to me and flipping me off and shit for no reason. Anyways, so I didn't do... This isn't like a solid Jodah deck. I mean, Jodah works. If you guys don't know what Jodah is, there it is. There's Jodah for you. I don't know if you can read that very well. Legendary creatures you control get +X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, this isn't just creatures, just any legendary spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So basically every legendary spell I play with Jodah from my hand is going to make me cascade. And that's cool. People don't like that though. So I'm going to show you my Jodah deck. And the idea, and the reason I bring up my Grixis deck and the concept of having a deck that you kind of just put cards you like into it without thinking too hard about it. And I'm doing that with this Jodah deck. So this is basically a deck that I am potentially looking at other possible commanders with in the future. I like these sleeves. So this was, I had a legacy deck originally in these sleeves, and it was I had a dragon deck. A legacy dragon deck. I had like Nicol Bolas and all that shit. It never really worked very well. It was 5 colored, so I had the mana and everything in here, so I thought this would make for a good Jodah deck. So, First up, and I do have plans, I would like to do a green-white elf deck, because I have my green-black elf deck. We got Drizzit. Drizzit's cool. I think he'd make a solid commander for an elf deck. I love Rune of the Hidden Realm. That could be a cool commander. Rhino people are cool. We got Kutzel. I'm going to say all these names wrong and piss people off. It's fine. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. And whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Pretty cool cat card, if I do say so. I love these ultimatums. I have, I don't know, several. There's Genesis Ultimatum. We got a cool command tower. There's the Eerie Ultimatum. Galta and Mavrin. Just can't stop interrupting me. Trying to finish this video here.
I will shut the light off on you.
It's unnecessary. Asshole wife. Alright. This is a dinosaur vampire. Pretty fucking cool. Got a couple of those. Carter. I just call him Carter. Jimmy Carter, the demon. The Doom Scourge. Pretty fucking cool demon. We got a Rupture Spire. Yep. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. It's pretty fucking cool. So far, I mean, does this work together? Yes. Is it effective? Yes. Xenograph is great. I think I put Xenograph in here. I think it was already in here, but the idea is to turn shit into dragons. Malicious Eclipse is cool. We got Sarkon's Unsealing. Sarkon's in here. Vivian on the Hunt's cool. It's a good old-fashioned Blaze. This is from my Grixis days. I got a bunch of those. I have this Lazov in here because I have a different Lazov in my mill deck. I have like the OG Lazov, but Lazov is cool. I think there's 3 of those now. 3 Lazovs. Alloy Mirror, really fucking cool land Brandon gave me. Path to the World Tree is great. It's a great card. Dragon Arch, Fireball. This goat's just gonna stay here. He is useless. I just love to put this goat in random decks. It's really stupid, but he does have Mountain Walk, so it's not completely useless. And he can become a dragon goat with Xenograph. So for his adaptation, I love Skullbriar. I thought about making a Skullbriar deck, but I already kind of have I have 2 green-black. I have 2 Golgari. Shadrix is fucking awesome. Awesome Elder Dragon. I love this Guardian card. This Cleric. She reminds me of the Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi. Because I'm a fucking dork. I always thought it'd be cool to make a Karthus deck, but I mean anybody making a dragon deck is going Ur Dragon usually. Great card. I love this card. This is my original storage counterland. I've had that for years. I think it's Mercadian Masks. Cool lands. This deck has some awesome lands in it. Inspired Ultimatum. Secure Deathkeeper. Pretty fucking cool card. Cool Shaman. I love Giselle. I just played a Giselle deck on here recently. That was pretty cool. Good old Giselle. Temple Bale, baby. Fracture. Slave of Bolas. Reconstruct history is interesting, man. Return up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target instant card, up to 1 target sorcery card, and up to 1 target planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty cool, especially with Jodah out. Elixir, Dictate of the Twin Gods is great. So as you can see, there's a bunch of random shit in this deck. When it goes off, it goes off, but there's nothing too crazy in here. There's combos I can do, like Sarkon the Mad's great. Niv Mizzet is great. Overwhelming Stampede, Farseek, Ruinous Ultimatum. Got a Furnace Whelp, Surak and Goreclaw, excuse me. I have a lot of these, I think these were, what is that? That machine, Rise of the Machines or whatever. Dragon Mantle, Sarkhan Unbroken, Brockos, Apex of Forever. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. If you kill him and he's in the graveyard, I can fucking mutate shit from the graveyard. Seavery, Dragon Master. It's a fucking cool ass card. I got 2 Atraxas, baby. I got another Grand Unifier. Goes hard in this deck. Alexios, Demos of Cosmos is fucking awesome. Love that card. Finale of Revelation, Lathiel, the Bounteous Dawn. Cool unicorn. Tranquility. Rise from the Grave. Quicksilver Amulet. I was looking for cool spiders. I got Shelob, or Schlob, the spider. And, that's pretty fucking sick. That would go good with Schlob. Alright. Blunt the Assault's wonderful. This is probably my favorite dragon. I know it's simple. This old Conflux dragon I've always had in a deck somewhere. We got Nicol Bolas' sister. And I think that's it. Oh, and motherfucking Progenitus. Motherfucking Progenitus. So imagine Progenitus being out on the board for a second here, if you will. So I mean, there's some cool stuff in here. This isn't like my favorite deck. I've won pretty hard with it in the past, but I've also lost pretty quick with it too. But the idea is it's kind of like my hey, I got a fucking random card that I'm kind of interested in. Let's look. Well, Jazala is fucking cool, right? People know that's cool. So he can be in here for right now, and then if I ever want to make a deck, he wouldn't be hard to replace in this kind of deck, right? I have binders full of just random cool-ass creatures that I put to the side because I don't want to use right now. And that's kind of like the idea. So, like, I don't know. That might not stay in there. But he does cool shit, right? When he comes in, he can become a copy of target creature. So, I guess the main theme with Jodah is I have a bunch of Sarkhan stuff. There's some dragon stuff, but there it is. I'm gonna do this again soon. I just want to show off one of my decks. It's Jodah. Maybe we'll show off the Thraxamundar / Rule 0 Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh deck one of these days.